Okay, in this opportunity, I'm going to explain to you the assignment about the morphological analysis of the Zulu language. Okay, we're going to see a list of words in Zulu and another list in English, okay, in order to make a comparison between both languages and in that way get the meaning of the different morphemes that compound the different words in both languages. Okay? But first of all, I have told you that you have to do this assignment if you analyze. But what is an analysis? An analysis is the separation of any material or abstract entity into its constituent elements. That means, students, that you need to analyze morpheme by morpheme in these words in order to know what is the meaning of those morphemes, okay? It is also a method of studying the nature of something or of determining its essential features and their relations. So that means that we are going to examine critically the different words, okay, in Zulu and English in order to find their meaning. Okay, we are going to examine those words closely in order to find the answers to the different questions that we have in this assignment. So here we have a list, okay, a list of words in Zulu, this one here and this one here, and we also have the correspondence of these words in Zulu in English. So in this first column here you can see its correspondence in English. Umfasi in Zulu means married woman. Unfani in Zulu means boy in English. Umzali, parent. Abafundisi, teacher. Umbasi, carver. Umlimi, farmer. Umdlali, player. Unfani, reader. Okay, this is the first list, and this is the other list. You see it. Abafasi means married women in English. Abafani means boys in English. Abasali, parents. Abafundisi, teachers. Ababasi, carvers. Abalimi, farmers. Abadlali, players. Abafundi, readers. Now let's see the first question about this assignment. Are you going to find the answer to that question? Okay, the first question is this one. A. What is the morpheme meaning singular in Zulu? Now, you may wonder, how can I find the morpheme meaning singular in Zulu if I don't know Zulu? Well, in fact, you don't need to know Zulu in order to find the meaning of the different morphemes in that language. Why not? Because here you have a list of words in English. You have a list here and you have another list here. With those two lists, you can analyze the correspondent morphemes in each language. So what you have to do here is to look at the list of singular words in English. In this case, this is the list. Married woman is in singular, boy singular, parent, teacher, carver, farmer, player, reader. All of those words are in singular. So that means that there is something, that there is a morpheme in Zulu meaning singular. Okay, and what is that morpheme? It is It is okay? Because all of those words have that morpheme in common. And you may say, oh, teacher, but they also have the suffix I in common. I. Well, I cannot be the morpheme meaning singular in Zulu because these words here also end in that suffix I, and those words, according to the list in English, okay, are in plural. These words here are in plural, okay? So you only have one alternative, which is the morpheme is the morpheme meaning singular in Zulu. Okay? So people, here, that's what I told you. You need to analyze in order to find that the meaning of the different morphemes in the language we're analyzing. In this case, it is Zulu. You need to analyze, you need to look carefully at the structures of words. In that way, you will find all the answers of the questions that you have in this assignment and in other assignments too. Or whenever you are going to analyze any language, you look at the structure of the words and you make a comparison and you see that the answer is there. Okay? So the answer to the first question is The morpheme meaning singular is Okay? Now let's see the second question. What is the morpheme meaning plural in Zulu? Okay, so the question is, what is the morpheme meaning plural in Zulu? Well, we use the same strategy here. We look at the words in plural in English. In this case, is this list over here. Married women, boys, parents, teachers, carvers, farmers, players, readers. All of these words are in plural. So that means that we need to find a feature in the Zulu language, a feature that all of them have in common. What is that feature? What is that morpheme? Okay, in terms of morphology, that morpheme is aba. Okay, because you see that all of these words have that morpheme in common. Abafasi, Abafani, Abasali, Abafundisi, Ababazi, Abalimi, Abadali, Abafundi. Okay, so in that way you can conclude that the morpheme meaning plural in Zulu is the prefix aba. Okay, so the answer to the second question is aba. Okay, the morpheme meaning plural is aba in the Zulu language. Now let's see the third question. It says, list the Zulu stems to which the singular and plural morphemes are attached and give their meanings. So we have seen until now that the prefix okay, means singular in Zulu, and that the suffix and that the prefix aba means plural in Zulu. So I'm going to read this again, okay? List the Zulu stems to which the singular and plural morphemes are attached and give their meanings. Okay, now we know what are the singular and plural morphemes in Zulu. Okay, in Zulu, the prefix is the morpheme that indicates that the word is in singular, and that the prefix aba indicates that the word is in plural. So if we delete those affixes, aba in each word, then we will have the stem. Okay, remember that a stem is a morphological constituent to which affixes may be attached or to which morphological operations may be applied. A stem, in other words, is any morpheme or combination of morphemes to which an affix can be added. So what we have to do here is to delete the prefixes, okay, and aba, and then we will have the stem. So we see Fasi here, Fanny, Fanny, Sally, Sally, Fundisi, Basi, okay, and so on. And you see here that the meaning of the stem Fasi is married woman. So that is the concept of that stem. Fanny, okay, means boy, okay. Sally, parent. Fundisi, teacher, and the same way here. Okay, The only difference is that when you add the prefix aba, then that concept is going to be in plural, and that when you add the prefix to the stem fasi, then the concept is going to be in singular. Married woman, Unfasi; married women, Abafundisi, in Zulu, okay, in plural, and so on. And in that way you can analyze all of these words, okay? And now you see what are the meanings of the different stems that you see here on the screen. And here we can see the list, and the list in Zulu, the stems in Zulu, and their correspondent in English. So this is the answer to the question number 3. Now let's go to the part B. It says, the following Zulu verbs are derived from noun stems by adding a verbal suffix. Okay, you see here a list, you see here some words. Fundisa means to teach in English. Funda means to read. Lima means to cultivate. Basa means to carve. Okay, these words are in Zulu, and these ones are the correspondent in English. Okay, now the first question says compare. Okay, let me see. So, sorry, the question is compare these words to the words in section A that are related in meaning. For example, Unfandisi, remember the list? Unfandisi means teacher. Abafundisi means teachers. Okay, one is in singular, the other one is in plural. Unfandisi teacher, Abafundisi teachers. But now you see the word here, this word. Fundisa means to teach. And you have to see the different words that you have here meaning a verb. Fundisa to teach, funda to read, lima to cultivate, besa to carve. Now the question is, what is the derivational suffix? You need to know what a derivational suffix is, okay? What is a derivational suffix that specifies the category verb? You see here that all of these words in Zulu are verbs. Fundisa, lima, funda, basa. Okay, and it says, what is the derivational suffix? What is a suffix? Okay, a suffix is a morpheme that is added at the end or at the beginning of the word. Exactly, at the end, derivational suffix. So the suffix that we see here at the end of the words is a. A here at the end of Fundisa, a here at the end of Lima, a here at the end of Funda, and a here at the end of Basa. Okay? So because if you see the list of words here, you see that all of them end in I. Okay? I. And the meaning is this one here. Married woman, Unfasi, married woman, Unfani, boy. But when you have verbs, like in this case, Fundisa, you see the difference. When they are verbs, they end with the suffix a. So the answer to the question is the verbal suffix morpheme is a. In other words, you create or you can distinguish verbs when the words end in the suffix a. So that is the answer to that question. Okay, let's see the next question. It says, what is a nominal suffix? For example, the suffix that forms nouns. You can see here the answer. The answer is the nominal suffix morpheme is I. But let's analyze this, okay? Don't worry. Let's analyze it. Why is the suffix morpheme, the nominal suffix morpheme I? Let's see it. Okay, remember that some seconds ago we saw that we have verbs in Zulu, or we can distinguish verbs in Zulu when the words end in the suffix a. Fundisa, to teach; lima, to cultivate; funda, to read; baza, to carve. Okay, those are verbs. But you can appreciate here that nouns end in I. Fundisi means teacher; basi, carver; limi, farmer; drali, player; fundi, reader. So the answer to that question is, how do we distinguish a word in Zulu? That word is a noun, okay, the nominal suffix morpheme. In that case, the nominal suffix morpheme is I, okay, because we can see it in this list here easily. You see, all of these concepts in English, okay, this list here and this list here, are in Zulu in this way: Unfasi, Unfani, Unzali, Unfundisi. All of these words in English are nouns, and these ones are also nouns. Why? Because they have the suffix I in all of the words here. They have that suffix in common. So in this way you are going to analyze the different questions about the morphological analysis, people. You have to look carefully each word and each group of words and make the correspondent comparison to find the different answers, okay? So now you can see clearly that it is not a matter of knowing the language, okay, the unknown language. It is a matter of making the right analysis, okay, to make the comparisons between both languages in order to find the answer, okay, to the different questions, okay, to find the correspondent meaning of each morpheme. Okay, now let's see the next question. It says, state the morphological noun formation rule in Zulu. Okay, now it is easier. It is easier because now you know how the nouns in Zulu are formed. Now you know that they end in the suffix I, right? But let's state that morphological rule here. It says, a noun is formed. This is the answer, okay, to that question. A noun is formed in Zulu by suffixing the nominal morpheme. What is the nominal morpheme? Remember, the nominal morpheme is the suffix I. Exactly. And prefixing a singular or plural morpheme. You already know that too. You know that the prefix indicating singularity, or you know that a word is in singular when you have the prefix okay, at the beginning of the word. And you know now that now a word is in plural if that word has the prefix aba, okay, aba at the beginning of that word. Now, schematically, we can state that rule in this way. Noun equals number prefix, which can be or aba, depending on the word, and the root of the word, plus the nominal suffix. In that case is the suffix I. Now, let's see it using some examples. Schematically, we have these examples, okay? Let's see the first example. We have the noun Unfani, okay? Unfani, you know that Unfani in Zulu means boy, right? Boy in singular, because is the prefix we use in Zulu to indicate singular, plus, okay, the root fan, plus the suffix or the nominal suffix I. So this is the way we create or we form nouns in Zulu language. Here we have another example. We have the word in Zulu Abafundisi. Do you remember what Abafundisi is in Zulu? Okay, Abafundisi in English is teachers in plural, because we have the prefix aba, which is used for plurals in Zulu, aba, plural. Then we have the root fundis plus the nominal suffix that indicates that this is a noun. This is a noun, okay? So this is the way I can illustrate how we form nouns in Zulu. Now the next question is, what is the stem morpheme meaning read? Now it is very easy, students. You can do it by yourself. Okay, we know that Unfani means reader in English, okay? And Abafundi means readers in English, right? So if we remove the different affixes that we have here, in this case the prefix and the suffix I, and in this word here we remove the prefix aba and we remove the suffix I, then we will have the stem. Okay, what is the stem? It says, what is the stem morpheme meaning read? Okay, remember what a stem is. In this words Unfani and Abafundisi, the stem is fund. So fund means read in the Zulu language. The root morpheme meaning read is fund. And we have the last question here. It is basically the same procedure that you have to follow to find the meaning. Okay, we have the words Umbasi, which means carver in English, and Ababazi, that means carvers in English. So the same procedure, we remove the affixes, the prefix and the suffix I. The same here, we remove the prefix aba and we remove the suffix I. What we have then is the stem bas. So the question is, what is the stem morpheme meaning carve? Okay, answer, the root morpheme meaning carve is bas in Zulu. Okay, students, now you see that this is a matter of analyzing correctly the different groups of words that we have and make the comparison between the languages that we have there. In that case, we have used the English language. And you can also compare different languages. You can compare Zulu with Spanish and some other languages. In that way, you will find the meanings of the different morphemes, the structures of the words. Okay, you can continue practicing, and you see, and I am going to repeat this. This is not a matter of knowing the language. This is not a matter of that. The matter here is that you need to analyze correctly and to make the comparison between words and the group of words. So thank you very much. If you liked this video and you learned, please share it with your classmates and see you on the next video. Have a good time.